All right, this is our setup for today. We have 3 different waxes that we will be testing. We will be using one scent, but from 3 different companies. So this video will be for the first wax, which is our Natural Soy 444 wax. All right. And the fragrances we're going to be using are Candle Science Baby Powder, Abby and Sullivan Baby Powder, Cajun Candle Factory Baby Powder. We have a hot plate ready, something to take the temperature with. I've already measured out all the fragrance. I've already tested this container to make sure that it is enough to hold the clamshells. I have everything labeled. I have the wax already measured out. I have all of my calculations there. So let's get this started. All right, so we have our wax and it's already melting. Let's check. It says 88, but let me check that again. 102. It's already starting to melt. So the soy wax, the heat point is lower, so it does melt faster. So basically what I'm doing is, because we're using the same wax, I have all the wax in here that will be enough for the 3 clamshells. I have already measured out everything, as I stated, for the wax and for the oil. So I will be pouring about, let me look at my book here. So for each container or clamshell, we're going to, how much are we doing? The wax needed for each one is going to be 0.15, and then for the fragrance oil is 0.24, so that's just the regular 0.2. I did it at 0.2. So let's check this one more time. Right temperature. Can you see that? 186, so just 1 notch over. We're going to let that cool down just a little bit. And then we're going to pour our first fragrance oil. Well, no, we're not going to pour the fragrance oil in here. It went up. So we got to wait for it to go down to 185. And then what I'm going to do here, I'm going to turn this down on low. That way, while I'm mixing and pouring, I can keep the wax warm. Now it went up to 202. See, wax has a mind of its own. But we're going to let that cool off. All right, so the wax has cooled down. So now we're going to get the scale ready. We're going to put our container on here. We're going to zero that out. And we're going to pour. I'm sorry. This one I had already tested the container. So I know that this particular container up to that line is the amount I need. And the oil. So what I'm going to be using is this little popsicle stick. And we're going to stir. We want to make sure all the oils blend with the wax, so that when we melt our wax, we get a good heat through. I should have set my timer, because they do recommend that you do it for 2 minutes. So we're going to stir this to what I think is 2 minutes. And so the first scent is the Candle Science. So the Candle Science is this one here. So that's the container we're going to pour this in. Y'all think that's about 2 minutes? Let's see. All right, so I had a little wax left over. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, because it's going to be too hard to pour it from this container. I don't want to take any chance. So I'm going to continue stirring just to be on the safe side. And let me check the temperature, because there is a certain temperature. All right, so yeah, we're past that. So I'm going to put this on here and turn it up just a little, because I took a little too long. Because the pour temp, now that's the thing, when you pour your oil in your wax, that oil will make the temperature drop really quick. Because keep in mind that oil is not warm, it's not heated up. Even though it may be at room temperature, it's not heated up. So therefore, when you pour it into your wax, it's going to make that wax temperature drop real quick. So, especially when you're doing small batches, you have to really move quickly. All right, so this one is at 145. So I want to get it back up to about 170. So either between 150 and 170. So maybe I'll get it closest, and we'll see how it turned out. This is 140, so at least get it up to about 150, and then I'm going to pour this one in the first clamshell. And we're going to see exactly how this container measured up. Because I did a water test, and water and wax is different, so that's why I put a little extra wax in. So we should be good. All right, let's go back to this here because the temperature could have went up really quickly. Yeah, 160. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. Let me stir this one more time. I want to make sure. My oils are all mixed. All right, so let's take this over to the first one. Can you see it? I want to make sure you guys can see. All right. So now I know this is how much I got left over. So, and that is filled up. Now I'm not certain with 444 if you have to do a second pour. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this in this container. Still got some left over, y'all. Aww. All right. Well, let's see. All right. Well, at least I know it makes enough for one container and a tart. All right, so now we're making the next one. The wax is melting. It says 81 degrees, so we got a ways to go. Let's stir it up. Look how fast that's melting. So if you stir it while it's melting, it will make the flakes melt faster. Now I like working with the flakes, and I like working with the little beads or whatever you will call them, because they melt faster. So this is probably up there already, so let's check. 138, so we getting there. Because we want to pour at 185. Let's see if we can do it right this time. The other one got hot real quick on us. So let's go ahead and check it again, making sure I get 185 exact. So let's take that off. This is our next. Oh no, we don't want to do that. I almost messed up, y'all. I need to pour it in the container. So let's do this again. Now I forgot what I did was I had added the rest of the wax that was left in the container, but I forgot that I'm doing 3 different ones. So it's okay for that extra to be in there because it's unscented. Let me check this temperature real quick, because remember I say once you pour that fragrance oil in there, it goes down. See, it's already at it's at 170 already. So let's get the stirring. Ooh. Yeah, that was my thermometer that fell. I hope it's okay. Let me turn this thing down over here. Just want it to be on low. All right, and the next fragrance that we're doing is Abbey and Sullivan. And we're going to see, I like this little container, especially for small batches. Stir, 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 stir. Okay, I know that's not 2 minutes, but should be good. All right, let's go and pour, because I'm filling mine all the way to the top. Just with a little bit to spare. So I'll put that in this container, and let's clean this one out for the next one. Now we're on the last batch. So while that's doing that, I'm getting the scale ready. All right. So I have this between medium and low. It's kind of hard to see, but between medium and low. And see how it's melting already? And so the last one we're going to be doing is the Cajun candle. Can barely see it. My light too bright. It's almost done. I think I put a little bit too much in this one. I forgot I still had a little bit left. Let's see. Oh yeah, I really put too much on this one. That's okay. I'll use this for something else. It doesn't matter. Even if the wax, I don't use it for something else. It's not scented, so it's all right. I can always use it for something else when I'm ready. I can let it harden in this container. And then when I'm in need of using it, then I can just put it on here and heat it up. So 184. So let's go ahead and pour. So this time I'm gonna try to do a little less to see if I can get this right. So I'm not gonna take it all the way to the top. I think I'll stop about right there. And then we're going to put the last fragrance oil in. Turn this down. Well, turn it off rather, because I don't need it anymore. And let's stir, stir, stir. Now this fragrance oil is a little darker than the others. So different brands, so don't be alarmed, because different brands, the colors may be different. So we're going to stir, 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 stir. And while I'm doing that, let's check the temperature. See, just from that little bit of fragrance oil, the temperature dropped from 184 or 185 to 154. So this is a perfect time also to pour. Some pour temperatures are 135 to 155, some 160, some 170, but from what I researched and the different videos I've seen, this is the okay temperature to pour. So let's go ahead and get this one ready. And let's see if I measured this right. Still too much, but that's okay, because we're going to take that leftover and we're just going to add it to that right there. All right, let's get us a paper towel to try to clean this out. The first one I forgot to clean it and it got hard, so it took me a minute because I didn't want those scents to mix in together, because I want to see exactly how it's going to smell on its own. It's hard doing this when you're using one hand and the other hand got the camera. So all the little extras, I'm going to let those get hard. So those go down there. I'm going to keep them in the order that I did them, so then I remember which one is which. So that's why I have it. Here's some of my, I have more to go. All right, well, that will be it for this episode of Time Out Candle Co. Making candle melts with 3 different waxes, 3 different companies' version of baby powder. All right, until next time.
Thank you for watching. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on that notification button to be notified when I upload a new video. Remember, if you don't start today, you will never start later.